Welcome back to the Gardening with Joe and Holly radio show. Time for your garden questions, our garden answers. Send your questions on over to gardentalkradio@gmail.com. That's gardentalkradio@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to give us a ring-a-ding-ding on your mobile device, you can give us a call, jam your fingers in the phone, and send it to us at 1-800-927-SHOW. That's 1-800-927-7469. Had a number of questions. We're going to see what we can get through to the top of the hour.
All right, the first question is, last year my cucumbers and zucchini had a fungus on the leaves. This year I would like to use both raised garden beds to grow raspberries and strawberries. If I remove the soil in both beds down to 4 inches or more and replace the soil with dirt and compost, can I use those beds this year?
You can certainly use the beds this year for your raspberries and strawberries. You do not need to remove any soil from those beds. You do want to clean and remove any plant debris that may still be residing there from last year. Most likely you had powdery mildew on your squash, and that will not survive a winter. But you want to clean all that debris out, and you can plant your strawberries, your raspberries in those beds. You can top dress them with about an inch or two of good, rich compost, just for good measure. That'll help. Not going to hurt if you don't, but it'll be a good thing. But you don't have to remove any soil in your raised beds when doing such. All right, Holly, and she was. Mary that was a question from Mary. Listen to us on Joy 1340 AM and 98.7 here out of the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. Terry, who listens to us on KHNC 1360 AM Roar of the Rockies out of the Colorado area. Where can I find the retractable hose reel you spoke about? Love your show. You have great information. Thank you.
So that is
hoselink.com.
Hoselink at hoselink.com, and you can use the code Radio 10 to save $10.
Yep, through May 31st.
Oh, that's right. That's okay.
Yep.
All right, so Brian wanted to know
who's listening to us on WCRN 830 AM Saturdays and Sunday mornings up in the Boston area, Massachusetts. What does he would like to know, Holly?
He wants to know if I plant squash seeds in an area that was known to sometimes have poison ivy, other than accidentally touching the ivy, will it be safe to eat the fully grown fruit? And I did we kind of thought we knew, but in this situation we want to be extra sure that what we are initially thinking in our heads is actually backed up, and that's what you were able to retrieve some information about this, that it's not recommended. Is that what we ended up with a conclusion? So I looked through some university extension information, and basically they're saying no, because of how even if poison ivy doesn't touch the squash, because it can go through the air molecules, spores, it could get onto that squash, and even if you do wash it off, it could become a problem because of how aggressive it basically is.
Well, it's one thing if you get it on your hands, another thing if you get it in your esophagus.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that would be bad.
Well, I mean, that's the way my mom is. We would work and we'd be outside in the poison ivy, and we would have to take all our clothes off and physically put in the washing machine, and then also notify her of what tools was used, because it could be 3 months down the road she would pick up a shovel or whatever and break out in 2 days because the oils were still active on that handle, because she's that sensitive to poison ivy. So yeah, do not grow anything in there that's edible. Ornamental ivy would be a good thing in order to smother it out. Is there any great way to remove poison ivy or poison oak out of an area? Harsh chemicals is about the only thing that I would think might be the only good application for such, and many people may choose to let that be what it is because they don't want to utilize those chemicals to get that off their property.
And that's fair. You know, you got to do what you got to do, however that looks. So hopefully Brian can find a different place to grow his squash.
All right. Or you can smother it out with weed barrier. That would be another potential thing, and put raised beds possibly on top of it. Where is the best? And if you do that, you want to make sure things are really dead before, even because dead vegetation of poison ivy can still contain the spores and make you.
Yes.
Where is the best place to get soil for my raised beds?
So you can contact, it could be a local garden center, independent garden center, or sometimes there are local like soil suppliers type of places where not just soil, but they'll have like mulch and gravel and whatnot. Like a landscape supply that is open to the public type of place, not like just only for landscape companies or something like that. So you could do like landscape supply. I know there's one for us in our local, not too far from us, that has landscape supply. It's
Blue Ribbon Organics is for us here. Also, certain places like what you're speaking about, they will deliver it to you for a fee, or you can go and pick it up with your own vehicle, and it's a little cheaper because you're not paying for that fee. Do not buy bagged from your big box store bagged soil in this instant, because for let's just do some generic math here. Let's just say a raised bed will take 50 cubic feet of soil, and each bag of soil you get at the garden center at the big box store is $10 for every cubic foot. That's $500 of soil you need to fill your raised bed. You buy in bulk, you're going to spend probably about $80 to $120 if you include your delivery fee on that for that 50 cubic feet of soil. Tremendous difference. And the quality from your independent garden center, or your landscape yard that has the bulk material, much higher and much better than the stuff in the bag that you're getting from the big box store. Just pointing that out.
Absolutely. So we also have another question from G's. New on garden and started a video about how to grow rosemary from seeds. What organic soil should I use? That's something that you can decide. If you are going to just start seeds, you can get an organic potting soil mix. Thank you. You could do compost, like an organic compost. I would just go to your local independent garden center and see what they have for starting seeds. In this application, a bagged soil is okay.
Yes,
definitely.
A mixture of a potting soil or a seed starting mix is fine. What you want to avoid is going and purchasing a bagged soil from a place that doesn't sell garden stuff, like a drugstore or a convenience store, where they have El Cheapo. It's the reason why it's El Cheapo. You don't have to buy the name brand stuff. You can buy the store brand, and it will work very well because you're just trying to get these seeds to start over a course of 6 to 12 weeks at maximum, and then you'll transplant them into the garden, and everybody will be happy with that. And rosemary, some people find it very difficult to start rosemary.
It has a long germination period.
7 to 28 days.
Yeah, that's a long time.
We were able to, we had, I think we planted like 5 seeds and we got 1 to germinate. So it may be one of these situations where I don't want to buy plants, but it may be, hey, I'm going to set aside $25. And I'm going to buy these plants, which I know is going to be really difficult and a headache to try to start inside. And I'm just going to go buy a couple and call it good there and make my life a whole lot easier and much more enjoyable than fighting with these plants that may take 30 days in order to germinate, if they germinate at all, because of certain climatary or air issues that you may have endured on these seeds.
Absolutely.
So that brings us to the point of the show where what we learned today. I guess I go first?
You can go first.
I learned that swinging for you, and maybe you learned it as well, swinging is not something that at your age you probably should be doing anymore because it makes you awful dizzy and off balance. Not garden related at all, but it's not. It doesn't say what you learned today about gardening. It just said, what did we learn today? I learned that. And you learned that too.
I kind of knew it. I learned that you are a very proud husband of your multi-talented wife, which I knew, but I think that it's nice when I learn it again and again.
Yep. What we learned today is brought to you by honeybeehealthy.com.
Now, whether you're a gardener or a bee hobbyist or a professional beekeeper, Honey Bee Healthy Inc. has the products to help you maintain a healthy hive and thriving garden. For more information on how to use Honey Bee Healthy in your garden, you can visit honeybeehealthy.com. That's honey, the letter B, healthy.com.